It is now 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Calling the meeting to order. It is posted on the Town Hall and the website. It is Tuesday, December 9th, 2025. Let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Can I get a motion to adopt tonight's meeting?
So moved.
Are you asking for the adoption of the agenda?
Yeah, agenda, I'm sorry.
Okay. I'll second the adoption of the agenda with the change that item 10B become 10A and 10A become 10B.
Understood.
Tracy, do you accept that amendment?
Do you accept
Yes.
that?
Yep.
All right, it's been the motion to adopt tonight's agenda with the change in item 10B becoming 10A and 10A becoming 10B. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed say nay. Motion carries to adopt tonight's agenda. Approval of the meeting minutes from the town board meeting dated November 11th, 2025.
You do the,
And also,
I was gonna say, you can do them in order, starting at the
yeah,
top.
let me do that in order. Correction, approval of minutes from 3 different meetings, it looks like. The public hearing that was dated November 11th at the town hall. Can I get an approval of those minutes?
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion to approve the meeting minutes from the public hearing. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion carries for the approval of the public hearing minutes dated November 11th, 2025. And then need a motion for approval of the special meeting of electors on November 11th, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
There's been a motion to approve the meeting minutes for the special meeting of electors on November 11, 2025. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion carries for the approval of the special meeting minutes of electors dated November 11, 2025. And then finally, the approval of the minutes from the town board meeting on Tuesday, November 11, 2025. Need a motion for that.
So moved.
Second.
It's been a motion on the floor for the approval of the town board meetings on Tuesday, November 11th. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion carries for the approval of the minutes for the town board meeting dated Tuesday, November 11th, 2025. Acceptance of the treasurer's report. We are in acceptance. Any updates or notes or anything of treasurer's report?
Do you want to do that once right now?
Yeah, actually, why don't you do that now?
Okay. The tax bills got delayed this year because the county is having technical problems with printing them. So I do not even have them yet.
Okay,
And
they give you no date, inclination, anything?
and once I do get them, it's gonna take 2-3 days to get them
Processing.
together. And Robin has to do the statement of taxes before they can get mailed out. So I'm sure it's gonna be a week or more.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say a date, but we don't have them, so we can't process them.
So she gets them, I work on my side of it, she works on her side of it, and then once we get the statement of taxes approved and certified, then she can mail them off. So
Is there a date issue?
They have to be out, or I have to have them, want them due by December 21st.
by
Okay.
state statute.
Okay. All right, keep
So-
pushing on a date.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas to everyone. You get your
Yeah.
tax bill.
So
It's coming out
Sharon,
of our
what
hands.
happens you know, if you want to pay before the end of the year, you're gonna be able to squeeze it in?
Well, I have to have the tax roll in the computer before I can accept any payments. And that is not in the computer yet either.
In order to get you a receipt is,
Or to process them, to post them.
call it county and ask
Yeah.
if they're getting it
That,
fixed.
that's gonna be a county question, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe something we'll have to deal with at a later time, but thank you for the wonderful news. Item 6 is the approval of town board expense sheets. There are none.
Did we do this one?
Not yet.
And then the next item, number 7, is approval of general fund vouching of $107,054.86. Any questions or notes to be added on that? Okay, can I get a motion to approve the general fund vouching?
So moved.
Second.
It's been a motion to approve the general fund vouching for $107,054.86. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion carries to approve the general fund vouching for $107,054.86. Item number 8, reports. Chief, want to start us with the police report?
Absolutely. So no news on training for last month, nothing new on boat, road patrol. We had close to 30 patrol hours last month in November 12th. Traffic citations were written, 6 warnings. We handled 2 complaints. There were 2 bar checks done. One of the officers worked a night shift and went out and did a couple of bar checks out in London. And also a business check, and then a couple of park checks. So no events for November, and we should be, I'm waiting for a text back, but for December, we should be, Shop with a Cop for Jefferson County is happening this Saturday, so I think we'll be helping out with that. So,
Okay, cool.
a couple of us will probably head over, and that's at the Walmart in Jefferson, so we should be helping out with Shop with a Cop.
What is
So-
that program, if you don't?
So,
mind me asking?
what they do is they go throughout the entire county, all the school districts, and generally they have the school counselors from elementary and middle school level come up with kids who are underprivileged, may not be having the best Christmas without some help. So the counselors are the one who sort through the families and come up with a list from the school district, and then they invite them to the Jefferson County Shop with the Cops. So it's all the police departments in Jefferson County and the sheriff's department. And then there's a committee that does fundraising throughout the year, and they get donations from different businesses. They do a couple of brat fries, a couple of things like that to raise money. And then they get basically gift cards from Walmart, and they take the kids shopping. So every kid usually goes with a cop or a couple of kids with a cop and shop, get their list taken care of, and then head over to, I think it's the VFW. I forget which building it is. I think it's the VFW in Jefferson. It's kind of right near the Walmart.
Yeah, it's
Quick
right
Trip
there.
is
Yeah,
at the VFW.
yeah.
I've been in it a few times.
Yeah.
And then wrap up the presents with the kids. And then Quick Trip usually provides pizza and stuff like that. The kids get to eat, and it's kind of a whole day.
Awesome. Great program.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So that's all we have for November so far.
Thank you. John, the planning commission report?
Plan Commission did meet this month. We had a request for a rezone and conditional use, and there's discussion on those below.
Sounds good. Fire and EMS reports. Chief Russ is here if you want to go first, and then you can get out of here.
Alrighty.
You got busy things going on.
You didn't need me to
Wonderful
stick
work.
around for the siren? Any questions on that?
Oh, yeah, actually, if you don't mind staying for that.
Alright.
Just in case.
I got a good group of folks out there, they can handle it. So.
Alright.
Probably the biggest thing was we had 2 structure fires over the last month. One gentleman wrapping up some leaf mowing, leaves got packed underneath the lawnmower, parked away. Next thing you know, his wife was knocking on the door saying, "Hey, we got a fire out in the garage." Good part with that one was our crews were actually, most of the crew was in-house already because they were out on a gas leak, so we had a very quick response out on Highway S. Great response from our surrounding departments as well. So that one was very, very limited to just the garage area, about approximately $50,000 worth of damage is what we figured. Might be a little bit more, but the other one was out in the town of Waterloo, and that one started out somewhat in the chimney area of the house. They are a wood-burning family, and the interesting part was I got to meet the fire investigator out there, and one of the first things he said is, "How far away is your fire department?" And I said, "Well, we're about 5-7 miles away," and he's like, "This house probably should have been on the ground." So good comment for us. You know, we're getting the job done, which was very, very nice compliment. Which that ended up leading to a higher average of responders, more than likely. Fires, we normally get a really, really good turnout, so that probably led to the uptick in our average response. We had 4 motor vehicle accidents, 6, 4 with injuries, 2 without. Upcoming, we're going to be doing bell ringing over at the grocery store on the 20th and 23rd. That'll be our last public event for the year then. And then tonight we're out on the lake doing some ice rescue training before the lake gets too thick. There's a good couple inches out there, but I'd use a lot of caution if you're going to go out and venture to try to catch some fish. Probably catch it at the bar or over at the grocery store. A little bit easier, and you don't have to risk falling through the water.
Thankfully, you're doing that training, because I'm literally driving every morning waiting to see some guy on his bucket near the shoreline trying to see if he can catch a fish. I'm just waiting.
There was a couple people out there shoveling off an ice skating spot earlier today. At our department head meeting today, I asked if any of the department heads wanted to wander around on the lake with me until we fell through, and nobody took me up on that. We were able to find some thin ice, and so just as an FYI, there's going to be a couple spots out there that are going to be a little bit thinner, especially now we're coming into warmer weather again.
Yeah.
We are going to try to have it marked as best as possible, so hopefully everybody just avoids that area out in front of Bartles Beach.
We got a nice ice rink downtown, right?
I wouldn't think that there's one there yet. I heard there's one going out on the lake this year, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something else we'll end up having to talk about someday. Thank you, Chief. Cambridge Fire and EMS.
Report for Cambridge Fire and EMS. All the townships and villages did vote to amend the IGA to update the language to contract EMS service instead of specifically to Cambridge. And the president, Kristen, is getting quotes from several of the EMS providers, which I believe we meet this next Wednesday. So I've asked if we had any of that information yet, if any of the the quotes have been provided. Nothing yet has been provided. So hopefully we have something by next Wednesday. At our last meeting, the fire department did offer a few more, I guess, updates to the fire-only budget, but it was very, very small amounts to impact the overall budget constraints. And then, as of now, we do not have a 2026 budget. So as of January 1, we will retract to the 2025 budget. And so the invoice and billing for the first quarter will appear to be reflective of what we've had for 2025. So
Okay.
that's what I got.
Thank you. Joint Rock Lake Committee review of minutes. Robin, did you guys get a copy of those?
I'm not sure if they had a quorum last month, did they?
I don't
Yes,
think they
yeah, they had
They did.
four.
Oh, I don't know that I saw any minutes.
I saw minutes. Maybe because I
Maybe
get
I've
them from RLIA.
That might
might be
be.
why I got it.
Okay.
I may have missed forwarding them. I will
That's okay.
check.
We'll get that on the next one.
Usually when I see it, I try to do it right away, but, okay.
Chair report, we have, I think I noted LRIP was submitted last month. There is a RIP. We're holding off to see what we get with LRIP. Supposedly there's an ARIP in springtime that if we don't get the LRIP or it doesn't go the way we want to with the grant, we'll apply for ARIP in the springtime. We are 99% done with our, we just got to submit them to the state with our road ratings for our odd year road ratings. We got that done. got to use all the wonderful DOT websites and got very educated. I passed the quiz and I passed, so you guys should be aware that I can read road maps from the DOT. Add that to my list of certifications, I guess, that I'm not sure I'll use all the time in my life. But regardless, also had the legislative breakfast at Jefferson County. It was actually Michael Lackey puts it together, brings in all of the mayors, town chairs, city presidents, managers, county people were there, as well as state representation. And we actually had some heavy hitters there. Ron Johnson met us via video chat, and then Representative Fitzgerald was on site as well to answer questions, although brief in their schedule, as they were grabbing their coat just as fast as they were in there, but gave us at least an update of what the things they're trying to work on, although most of them had to deal with healthcare on the national level, but coming down to the state level with some of the state representatives working on land zoning, TIF money, things of that sort that they're all trying to address at the state level. None of them talked about road funding except for one. Still trying to work on getting better road funding for ARIP and then increasing LRIP still as well. But again, none of them talked about fire and EMS support at the state level. It's almost like they don't want to hear it, and it's our problem to deal with. So that was something that came up with all of the towns and cities as a huge expense and cost, and what is the state doing to manage that, and they're working on it. So I know the county is working on it with a joint fire and EMS program. You'd probably be able to speak to it more, Chief Russ, but if they've reached out to any of the chiefs in the area, but it was still good to intermingle and connect with people, and I can say this, that our town is in great shape compared to some of the others who are having to borrow money to pay for fire and EMS, and having to put that burden on their constituents to pay for critical infrastructure, roads and fire and EMS. It was disappointing also to hear about the passing for the town chair for the town of Palmyra. He passed away this last month. Unfortunate and untimely heart attack. So Palmyra is also in disarray because they have no leadership there, and nobody wants to take on that responsibility. So it's, again, seeing the community come together, see the county come together, see all the exciting things happening, trying to work on housing and affordable housing, and then trying to make sense of all that all the way up to the national. But it was good. It's good. Item 9, public comment section, 3 minutes. If anyone is wanting 3 minutes to chat.
I do just want to back up to the Joint Rock Lake. I did just forward an email that was the October minutes. Have you seen those minutes?
The October minutes, yes. We received those,
That was the last
correct?
one that I saw on
Okay.
my list, so.
Okay.
I'll double
Yeah, I
check
think
everything
those,
more
I think
thoroughly,
that you
but-
did send those, you did forward those on.
Okay.
Okay. No one for public comment. Item 10, we flip-flopped with the agenda. B will now be A will now be B. Item A is discussion and decision of rezone made by Jeffrey Levake to utilize split availability from pins 018-0713-3312-00 and 018-0713-3313-00, and to add onto an existing A3 lots 1 and 2 of CSM 5561 to create a total A3 lot size of 2.675 acres. Lot 1, which would be pin 018-0713-3343-002, and 1/6 acres Lot 2, pin 018-0713-3343-001. These lots are located off of Hope Lake Road, and this request is in conjunction with the conditional use permit request, which is in item B of this agenda. Whew. All right.
Yeah.
I guess,
Okay, so anyway, this is our second go around on these. I thought that this was all complete, but it never was recorded. So Jeff is interested in one of the lot 2. So we went to the county, then the county said we have to start all over because it didn't fit their 1 year time lapse. So we're back to where we were. So this has already all been approved before. So to me, it's just a formality, but I'm not you. So anyway, in order to accomplish this, when those 2 lots were originally set up, because it's prime farmland, you were stuck to 1.1 acres for that those 2 A3 lots. So after we purchased that property, then for the ease of farming, because the lot that's on the west side is only 150 feet wide. Difficult for farming, I wanted to make it straight across. So that's when we started the process of getting those lots reconfigured. So the only way we could do that was to transfer the splits from, basically that land the whole property line is about in the middle of the farm. So there's approximately 75 acres on each side. So I still had 2 splits on the north side, and all the splits were used on the south side. So then I transferred, which was approved by the town board and also the county, that's already registered, to utilize those 2 splits from the north half to the south half. So when we did that, I really only used up 1 split. So my surveyor, we had discussions about that. He says, well, Dave, you're leaving money on the table. You should use that, set another split up somewhere else. Well, I really wasn't interested in doing that, so I signed the affidavit and told him to go ahead and get it recorded. Well, I didn't follow up, and neither did he, so it did not get recorded. And we really didn't stumble onto that until we went on the website and found that it's not there. Just the original lots are still there. So here's the affidavit. So Robin, could you send out the county? Steve Nash wanted to see that. So, and that affidavit was signed December 20th, 2001. So that was part of the conditions put on to those 2 splits. And even now, with lot 2 being 1.6 acres and lot 1 being 2.6, we're still even about a ½ acre split that's unused, and that's okay. I'm gonna reiterate that to our surveyor that, that's okay. I'm totally fine with that. So anyway, that's kind of the dog and pony show. Guess I don't have any questions. He's been down this road and knows all about it.
this was a discussion with the planning commission. Did they have any insight on that or any issues?
No, the
with-
planning commission recommended approval of this with the stipulation that there are no further splits allowed on either of these lots. In other words, the 2 splits have been utilized for the south lot, the 2 splits for the north lot were transferred to the south lot, and then a lot combination was performed to make the 2.67 acre lot.
Correct.
When I read the plan commission notes, I just didn't see that stipulation in the notes. So our approval should include the stipulation that, all the splits have been utilized for these 2 lots.
And that's pretty much what the affidavit is, that there's actually
Okay, I
no more.
really can't understand the affidavit, the language of it anyway, so that's the only.
That's
reason.
above my
Maybe
pay
that's what
grade.
it says. Is that what it says?
Yes, it does.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, unless there's, the only stipulation that is if there is a change in the county
Plan and ordinance.
Splits and their text amendments, then you would be able to adopt whatever they, pass. So, otherwise, yeah, we're done.
The town also has an affidavit as far as limiting the number of splits too. Remember that?
The one that I signed,
Different than this one.
oh,
The towns, remember the town
Yeah.
has that affidavit as well, so maybe that.
yeah.
So,
So it is
We don't
covered
even-
what I just said?
It can
Okay.
be, yes, through that affidavit, that he can sign that, and we've actually decided, when Jim Hines was still on the board, we're gonna be filing those at the register of deeds, so that knowledge stays with the parcels, otherwise a lot of that gets lost.
Yeah, you're right, Robin, because they had to go in the basement to dig this baby up.
I believe it,
Yeah, so,
yeah.
not my basement, the basement they cover it.
so we'd have to include that condition of,
Yeah, we can have you sign on the town's.
Yeah, sure,
affidavit.
yeah, no problem.
all right. Is there a motion to approve the rezone?
You gonna read all this?
Okay. I'm trying to summarize
You can
this.
summarize it, it's okay.
Can I get a motion to approve the rezone by Jeffrey Levake and availability of split on the condition that this is the last split for those two?
So
Parcels.
moved, with the additional stipulation that an affidavit is signed by the
Property owner.
property owner, a town affidavit is signed by the property owner with regard to the utilization of these splits. Is that what it is?
Basically, yeah.
Yes, okay.
Second that?
There's a motion to approve the rezone made by Jeffrey Levake to utilize the lots and the splits with the condition that the affidavit be signed by the owner for those splits be done. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Motion carries for the rezone by Jeffrey Levake to utilize the split availabilities based on the, for those lots and the affidavit accompanying from the owner of the documentation of the limited splits. All right, moving on. Item B of the agenda is the discussion and/or decision of the conditional use permit requested and made by Jeffrey Levake for a home occupation business on Lot 1 located east of W8684 Hope Lake Road, parcel 018-0713-3343-002. Jeff, you wanna?
We were wanting to combine our house and the business together, and this lot seemed like a good fit for it. Right close to County Ave for the trucks in and out. I just work by myself, my kids help out, sometimes I have a part-time truck driver that helps too. Do septics and excavating. Some work for the township over the years, cleaning ditches or putting culverts in.
So
Any
the
questions?
structure is, lack of better terms, barndominium.
Yes,
with
correct.
with a shop and
Yeah,
garage.
correct,
And the rest of it being the home.
correct.
Okay. Planning commission.
Yes, Plan Commission questioned working hours, which were standard working hours. Plan Commission discussed not a need for additional parking. He doesn't really have customers coming to his
Right.
business. He goes to their locations for purposes of his work. He doesn't have an extensive amount of equipment that he'll be parking outside the building. And the Town Commission recommended approval of this conditional use.
Now, thank you, John. With the conditional use, would that be, did they discuss that staying with him as the homeowner if he ever sold it? That would have to be re-reviewed or,
Did not discuss that at all.
okay,
And that would be fine if it was.
okay.
I believe that's outlined in the county's ordinance, is it not? Who it stays with?
I would just wanna make sure that we make note of that it stays with Jeff Levake and his property as long as he owns it, it's conditional use for him.
Okay.
If it is, then we just need to make sure we note it. Any other questions for Mr. Levake?
Nuts.
Perfect, thank you.
Can I get a motion to approve the conditional use permit made by Jeffrey Levake for the home occupation business on lot 1 located at W8684 Hope Lake Road? Go ahead.
So moved with the amendment that the conditional use permit stays with the landowner versus the land. I'm sorry, the occupant, Jeff Levake, versus staying with the land.
Second?
Okay. There's a motion on the floor for the approval of the conditional use permit made by Jeffrey Levake for the home occupation business in lot 1 located at W8684 Hope Lake Road, with the conditional use permit being staying with Jeffrey Levake. So he owns the property. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Motion carries for the conditional use permit requested by Jeffrey Levake for home occupation business, lot 1 located at W8684 Hope Lake Road, parcel 018-071-33343-002.
And I'll get this all signed and I'll email it over to him.
Okay. Ron, when is the form for the affidavit for you?
I'll get in contact with you, we'll get it.
Okay.
taken care of.
All right.
It'll be easiest.
All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you for coming in to
Merry
explain.
Christmas. If we have to come over and pick up that stuff to be timely, because I don't want to explain it to our tax people.
Thank you.
Item C, 10C, discussion and/or decision of special event permit request made by Legendary Lake Mills for the Knickerbocker Ice Festival. In our packet, if you guys saw, we have a Legendary Lake Mills Main Street organization letter with the permit. First asking to waive the special event permit fee and/or consider reducing the fee for the permit. That was essentially for off of Bartles, right? So,
Well, the Bartles, but they're also doing several activities out on ice.
yeah, that's right, on the ice.
Usually at the police department, they're
We're there.
patrolling.
Yeah, because they're off of Bartles. They're also down near Sandy. They have an event down there.
Yep.
I'd have to look at the map. And then there's also baseball, which is off of Bartles further down.
Got it.
So,
Documentation doesn't indicate they're having anything down by Sandy.
yeah, the ice golf is further down.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think their map is as accurate as you want to give it. It's more towards Sandy Beach.
Okay, fine.
Have we waived this in the past?
No.
Is this the first time it's being taken over by this group? No? Okay.
No, this has always been their event.
Nope.
And the fees, to be clear, it covers the base part of it, the $100, which is the base fee for all events, covers the administrative costs of the cost of us reviewing it, but then the rest of it has always been considered for additional costs of police use, the organization or coordination with the police department, things like that, so.
Mhm.
Okay. Thoughts?
You want to do discussion now?
Yeah, we can discuss it, yeah.
Okay.
It's discussion.
I mean, my thought is the fee shouldn't be waived, we have expenses associated with it.
Okay, what was that?
My thought is the fee should not be waived, we have expenses
Oh.
associated with this event. I'm sorry if I wasn't clear.
No, that's okay, I have a cold and my ears are clogged, and so I couldn't quite hear what.
She's got a divider here, John. I mean, I would agree on that, you know, as much as, you know, your heartstring is to, hey, we can make this work. We have emergency services and providing essential, emergency services and administrative fees. I know we'll hear about it walking around town, but, you know, the heartstring, my suggestion to when this actually came up is, why doesn't somebody just donate that to cover that fee to do that? You have plenty of sponsorship on this. This is administrative. It's not like we're doing it just for the sake of doing it. We have emergency services standing by.
And the other thing we've done in the past, if the event does not occur, because maybe there's no ice or the weather doesn't cooperate, however it may be, we have returned the fee. But you guys can determine how much of that fee can be returned. I mean, there's still costs associated with us going through the review process. You can return the full fee, portion, however you guys decide. In the case that is canceled.
Yeah. I would say if there's an administrative fee of $100 and you don't have to be out there, and you can give them the $400 back.
I think that should be part of the motion then, so that's on record. Yeah.
Okay. Is there a motion that we could put together on that?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a motion to maintain the $500 special event fee, permit fee for the Knickerbocker event, with the understanding that if the event does not occur, $400 will be returned to the Chamber Main Street organization.
Okay.
Second that?
Okay, there's been a motion for maintaining the $500 special event permit fee for the town of Lake Mills.
No, we're not just approving the fee, we're approving the event. So let's
Okay.
think through the motion a little bit.
Okay. Let me reword it. He said it, but it was approving the permit and the fee of $500.
Okay.
And in the event does not happen, we will refund $400 of the fee.
The other thing I would like to add is they did ask for a picnic license, which is approved administratively, not through the board. They paid the $10 fee, and then I'll work with them about getting the operator license in place so that they have an operator that's got the certification for serving the alcohol during the event.
Okay, thank you. Any additional discussion? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Motion carries for the special event permit and $500 fee. In the event doesn't happen, we will refund $400 of the fee. Old business, discussion and decision of the Jefferson County proposed zoning ordinance amendment to allow accessory dwelling units, also known as ADUs. Our planning commission approved this once before. I did run into Stephen Nass at that legislative breakfast. We had a good conversation about that. I think we can approve that and still continue to help the county navigate what that looks like in a zoning aspect. And if we can support it, I think they will on that moving forward. I don't know. You already approved it once, right?
Planning Commission did.
Yeah. Any other additional thoughts? The thing I questioned with Stephen was who enforces it? And he had said that they're still developing that in their plan of creating that in the ADU, but it is something that isn't written in stone yet, that is not fully officially passed in its current writing.
So that would be enforcement through the use of a conditional use permit?
Yes, it would be conditional use.
And I know I mentioned to Kyle today, for the town, we could work on making sure that they are recognized as ADUs through our building permit process. So they would need to take a building permit out specifically for this, but they would not be allowed to take that building permit out until they have an approved conditional use permit in hand. So that ensures that they're getting that conditional use permit from the county, so that enforcement can be utilized, and then we can issue the building permit specifically for that structure. is one way you could help with that. So that means we'd have to amend our building code and such to reflect that.
Any thoughts, Tracy?
Nope, I think, we're looking for a motion to allow for this amendment.
I think it was just support of the ADU. I think it was a letter of support. I think is.
I think there was paperwork associated with it.
There it
That they
is.
were
A decision
requesting,
form, yeah, that we,
you know, and
They're
when I
looking for a
think about
town-
this
town
further, I don't know if
recommendation.
it's the greatest
Okay.
idea
Yeah.
in Jefferson County. I mean, you know, these ADUs are utilized where there's no land available. So, you know, if you think of West Coast cities and East Coast cities, you know, there's no affordable housing, there's no land available. You know, we're a rural county. There is land available. That's one thing. And for another thing, I mean, you know, what it would cost to build an ADU, you can buy a house in the city of Jefferson. And I'm not exaggerating at all. You can buy houses in Jefferson for under $170,000. And if you're gonna build a new 400 square foot freestanding building, you're gonna spend $170,000 now with plumbing and HVAC and electrical and sanitary and a driveway and all
Yep.
that kind of stuff. So,
no, Kyle, can we, at
that's
the town
my
level,
thought on it.
at the town level, can we restrict this further if you're, did they talk about that at all at the plan commission?
I think we can. No, the county has zoning.
Yeah,
I
county
mean,
has zoning.
we're not,
Okay.
yeah, so,
We can dictate some of the conditional use with
Okay,
what it is we want to make sure that it's not being used for, right? But that aspect is still the number one glaring thing that I have on it is, great, you allowed it, who's enforcing it?
and that's not in place yet.
Correct, and that's not in place yet. I also see the, you know, the benefit of what it could be, but at the end of the day, if we can't support it, we can't support it. I mean, I'm with you, John, the more I think about it, the more I'm still having questions of like, hey, if we support it and you guys define it, great, but then we're leaving it in their hands to decide what happens in our neighborhood. That still may happen, by the way.
Even if you guys say no.
Even if we say no.
It's a recommendation only.
Yeah. You know, and we could put those recommendations in there, but it still may happen whether we support it or not. So that's just something to think about and chew on for this one. Is there a date that they needed it by?
And they've been asking for it.
Okay.
They don't give towns a lot of time if there are questions or concerns to really get those answered.
The hardest part is we don't have much jurisdiction outside of what's already zoned, right? We don't have a village, we don't have the city power to really
Right.
dictate what happens. So whatever the county decides, the county decides. So I guess for lack of further discussion of either we're gonna support it and help them enforce it if this passes, or if it doesn't, then it's a non-issue, right? That's really the question at hand, that I see it is. I think there was, how many support it now? 19 communities, I think there was, that supported it, or,
I don't know. I heard that he got a response back from 11 out of 16
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
We were one of the ones that didn't respond back.
yeah. Are we required to respond?
I don't know if we're required, but I think this is an opportunity to let them know how we feel.
Okay,
I think we would be foolish to not take that opportunity
Right.
to share that, in my opinion. Not if you're both a voting board member, but that would be my opinion.
yeah. Enforcement would be the biggest thing. They need to have a policy in place to enforce conditional use permits.
They do have a section on the response form about conditions. So consider a condition of what that recommendation is that you would make, like maybe you would request the condition that it does not take effect until enforcement is laid out, something along that lines.
Yeah. Yeah, we would have, that would be the only way I support is if they have an actual enforcement plan, if they review it, or, you know, if somebody questions it, they have a policy, you know, that rule is in place.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts?
Well, I guess I also, I don't know what, you know, I can't remember what it all said, but, you know, if it's a dwelling unit, I'd want it to meet the zoning requirements of a house with regard to setbacks. You know, there was a lot of discussion, well, people change their garages into one of these. You know, that's what makes it affordable. Well, a garage has a, you know, a 3-foot setback. A house has got a 10-foot setback.
And
So
does it meet the same building codes as a dwelling?
it has to, you know, it's like building codes, if anyone's living in it, you know, for occupancy. And then I looked where the large lots are, you know, that would support something like this. And the large lots are north of where I live along the lake and south of where I live along the lake. And then there's real large lots on the mill pond,
Yep.
you know. And I actually looked at this at one point in time when I lived in the mill pond. And as long as there's a sidewalk connecting the other house, you know, so I could have, when well, I still own that property, but I mean, I could have built a house behind my house on the mill pond.
Yep.
And that'd be a beautiful location. You'd have views of the lake, the pond's lovely, it's lovely, you know. I wouldn't have moved any relatives into it, but, you know, I mean, that's the kind of places, you know, where I think it'd occur, where there's large lots like that.
So if we were to approve it, it would have to meet dwelling codes and zoning codes,
Okay,
correct?
as a condition
For
of
residents.
Yep.
Right.
any other conditions you'd want to put on the recommendation? Because it's not approved, it's you approve a recommendation.
Yeah, it's,
It's a little
the other
more
recommendation
semantic.
would be the enforcement of the conditional use permits. Who's ensuring that?
So enforcement in place?
Yes.
How do you want to word that?
Yeah, enforcement is in place prior to ADUs being allowed. Enforcement plan in place prior to ADUs being allowed.
Okay. Anything else for conditions before you make the motion?
All right. Is there a motion to, what was the verbiage on the top of that there?
Text amended to the Jefferson County zoning ordinance to allow for the regulations of accessory dwelling units, ADUs development throughout the county. And you could do a roll call vote if someone feels the need to as well.
Okay. I guess we're looking for a motion to allow ADUs in Jefferson County with recommendations that the dwelling units meet residential specifications, and there's an enforcement plan for conditional use permits in place.
And so that is going to be included in our letter back to them, or those?
Yes, I'll list that you recommend the
Yeah.
approval, and then down below is where I'll list the three recommendations basically, so
Okay.
or three conditions, I should say.
Okay.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. So motion to approve the allowance of ADUs in Jefferson County with the recommendations that the dwelling units meet residential codes and zoning, as well as have an enforcement plan for conditional use permits in place prior to ADUs moving forward. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay.
Nay.
Motion carries to approve. The Jefferson County approval for the ADUs with our recommendations for the dwellings to have zones and codes to match residences, as well as an enforcement plan for conditional use permits being in place prior to ADUs being allowed. All right, number 11, old business, discussion or decision of repairs of emergency siren. Chief, you are still here to answer any questions. Appreciate you sticking around for that. Was there any notes that he gave you in addition to what you had forwarded on to us already?
No, I didn't hear anything back from the last, if there was any additional questions to that forward, but the biggest thing that I remember from the last meeting was the clarification on whether there was any type of warranty, and then was one had it been gone through or not, whether it was comparable or not. And I think that last one that I sent back was clarification on that, so it's somewhat refurbished, which is actually for both of those. And then the warranty was a 90-day warranty on it. So.
Okay. Do you have the price handy, Chief, while you're there? I did have it up on my laptop, now I closed it.
It was $3,900.
$3,975 for option 1 or 2, and then option 3 was $12,104. With that comes with a 5-year warranty.
Which one had the 4 rotors, 1 or 2?
That would be number 2. So option 1, just to replay that one, is I almost feel like an optometrist. 1 or 2. Option 1 is replace the head only with a used same model. So it would be the same model that currently is up there, replacing it with that one. Somewhat refurbished, $3,975. That includes your parts and labor. And that one is somewhat refurbished, meaning that the siren has been inspected, greased, and the electrical contacts are checked and cleaned, which that has a 90-day warranty. Option 2 is replace the head only with a different manufacturer that has more contacts and a longer life expectancy than the current model. And that one was $3,975 parts and labor. This one also is somewhat refurbished siren, meaning that the siren is inspected, greased, and the electrical contacts are checked and cleaned, and also has the 90-day warranty. Then option 3 was a complete replacement with a brand new one of the model that has the more contacts and has the increased life expectancy. And that one was $12,104 and comes with a 5-year warranty.
Based on that and review, I would recommend we go with option 2.
Me too.
Yeah, right, I agree.
Thank you, Chief. Doing my job apparently. Reading off the stuff.
Motion to accept option number 2.
There's been a motion to accept option number 2, which is the replacing the motor with a used motor with 4 brushes for a longer life expectancy with a 90-day warranty. Cost will be $3,975.
Second.
Then the motion for option 2, the new siren with the 4-brush motor, 90-day warranty, total price $3,975. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion carries to move forward with the purchase of option 2, the new refurbed used siren motor with the 4 brushes, totaling $3,975 with a 90-day warranty. All right, New business, item 12A, discussion and/or submission of withdrawal letter from Cambridge Fire and EMS Commission. This one is probably a two-parter. We need to approve that we're gonna withdraw. And then I would want a second part. The lawyer is drafting the letter. I didn't see that it was drafted yet. We did find new counsel. Fantastic job. I think we're in good hands. And he will have that to us tomorrow to review. So I'll be looking for two motions. One to do the withdrawal that we all agree. And then I would be looking for a motion for you guys to allow me to review the final draft letter and sign that off on our behalf. So.
Who did we find for a council?
What's that?
Who did we find?
Dempsey Law and his Lee.
Torino or something
Yeah,
like that?
Torini, I think it is.
Torini. He
Yeah,
used to be
Torini.
one of the town's association attorneys.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice,
Very
okay.
well, very well
I was
versed.
gonna ask if
Very
he's got
well
some
versed.
experience with.
Yes.
Okay.
He has done municipal law and that's all he's ever done.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we're in very good hands.
Okay. I make a motion, that the town of Lake Mills, is going to submit a letter of withdrawal from the Cambridge and Fire EMS Commission.
Okay?
Second?
There's been a motion for the town of Lake Mills to submit a letter of withdrawal from the Cambridge Fire and EMS Commission. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Thank you. And then if we can get a second motion for me to review and finalize that, that would be great.
I make a motion to approve Kyle for final review of the letter of withdrawal that is going to be drafted by Dempsey Law, tentatively submitted tomorrow to Kyle for that review.
Second?
There's been a motion for Kyle to have authority to approve that letter tentatively for tomorrow for that letter of withdrawal. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say nay. Motion carries for Kyle's approval of final review of that letter before sending for the withdrawal.
Because we have to have it sent by the 31st, and we're gonna do it certified mail, and possibly even by email to double it up, just to be sure.
Yeah, and that just gives us any time if there's any tweaks to the letter, we can get that done. Discussion and/or decision of appointment of election officials for the 2026-27 election cycle.
I provided you with a list of election officials. This is just a reference list that I use. We have Maureen Bettler, Margaret Hanrahan, Linda Lira, Nancy Lang, Amy Phillips, Sherry Nelson, Tim Klottenbach, Jennifer Mizowski. She's kind of a fill-in, so she's not likely to work. She's kind of my backup. Kathy Mock, Linda Richardson, Jerry Schultz, Carol Hesse, Sue Dale, Linda Zwicker, John Crump, Trevor Gertz, Stan Gertz, Karen Ferris, Lori Otto, Beth Weichman, Paul Weichman, Jackie Schenek, Karen Johnson, and Jen Gertz.
Okay?
So it would be a motion to appoint these election
Yeah.
officials for the 26-27 cycle.
I'd like to make a motion to appoint the election officials submitted to us on the sheet for the 26-27 election cycle.
Second?
There's been a motion to approve the election officials on the sheet provided in tonight's meeting for the 2026-2027 election cycle. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion carries for the election officials for the 2026-2027 election cycle provided on the sheet tonight's meeting. There is a new item on here, discussion or decision for the future of town parks committee. I'm gonna table this one.
Okay.
I have some other research that I need to do and talk to some other people that had some ideas that I want to hear them out before I bring that to the board and we discuss and potentially make a decision on that, if that's okay.
So you want to table it, because then it will stay on table until you take it off, it will likely stay on the agenda? Or do you want to just no action and then bring it back later?
Yeah, let's do no action, and I'm gonna bring it back later.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to,
Because it might be more than a month or so before you get some
yes,
answers.
yeah, correct. And with the holidays, it may be difficult to get everybody coordinated, so. All right, 13, correspondence.
Forwarded to you guys a letter from the attorneys and counselors at law regarding to the assessment for Drainage District 15. This was a long legal issue, and they are assessing us as a municipality. They gave us some spreadsheets about different costs. If I'm understanding it correctly, our total assessment would be $2,463.98 that would be assessed to us.
Is that
They
the-
see that we have some sort of benefit from being in the drainage district.
Is this them getting their money back after that? Okay, fair enough. Okay, thanks for the update.
And then the other correspondence I got was from the City of Lake Mills, and it's a zoning information about the, I think this was about the current golf course. But then I got a notification that they were putting a hold until December 18th so that people, public hearing, that they're gonna schedule things after the holidays, I'm guessing.
Yes,
Because there was a lot of feedback about the golf course, so they decided to postpone it past the holidays so people could participate in the public comment. But that's in the city, we're adjacent to the city, so we get notifications on it. So,
okay. Any additional correspondences from anybody else?
I can say we haven't had hardly any complaints on snow plowing. We had one that there was just some snow not pushed back in one spot, that's been about it, and that was addressed right away, so as long as it's been good.
Yeah, for having 10 inches for our
Yeah.
first snowfall, I think we did a great job. And added in a couple more inches, and now added in a couple more inches. We're rain. Future agenda items? Anybody have any?
Do we have any that are gonna carry over? Probably not so much on this one, huh?
Nope,
I think that's the first time in a long time.
we're getting there. All right, meeting scheduled in the future. January 14th, Joint Rock Lake Committee meeting, 6 p.m. at the City Hall. January 6th, 2026, Plan Commission, 7 p.m. at Town Hall. And January 13th, 2026, Town Board, 7 p.m. at Town Hall. It's kind of crazy to say 2026, right?
I know.
I'm sorry, I just had a moment there.
Isn't there a meeting tomorrow?
Yeah, I was just gonna, I was raising my hand. The
Yep.
Joint Rock Lake Committee is meeting tomorrow,
Thank you.
because I noticed it wasn't.
Yeah, I see that. I missed that though.
So they're meeting on the 10th and the 14th?
No,
No, that's
14th.
January,
And the-
December 10th,
Yep.
January 14th.
And normally
Yeah.
what happens is that if you had followed before our meeting, and sometimes it falls after our meeting, so that meeting
Got it.
list is always kind of all over, so.
Can I get?
6 p.m., Tom?
Yes.
JRLC?
Yes, yes,
Thank you.
And that's at the City Hall,
correct, community room.
community room. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Motion to adjourn tonight's meeting. Meeting is adjourned.